a look over in Ted's direction. He has to have his menu up in his face.
When you say bed was had that scene, then after it, oddly enough, was more or less what happened in Beatniks.
Yeah, basically, if you imagine Beatniks and this stuck together, it's basically what it is. But
this was filmed about 2 months after that scene was, but it's sadly not quite as good as it should have been. Because
this is a good example of Jack Dixon having a mental breakdown during a film.
They started arguing and swearing at each other, but the original line was he was supposed to say, "Thanks for bailing me out, Dixon," and then he goes, "Well, thanks for..." Well, he said, "Well, I've been looking forward to that raising my wages then." But I said, Jack, completely out of category.
Here's an example of where we film things at different times. Like this close-up here would have been filmed probably a month before the other two scenes. The actual scene with Jack and Stuart here. This scene here would actually be in September, while that would probably be in August.
Vicky tripped up for no reason. It made sense when he had a bit of dialogue with Jack, ruined him. I got bitch. It was completely out of character.
I think it'd been very negative on Jack, considering he's such a good actor.
Well, it takes time to come down and stuff. It was just that scene. It was just totally out of character.
This is the thing I try and add into the Ed and Ted comedies. More like just straight physical gags, such as that handkerchief.
This is a notorious scene. Jack talking so slowly. We had that rather bad taste outtake with
talking of notorious, James Atkinson's very, very slow reaction to flick his head back.
Apparently did a lot of real
I'm therefore having to hold on and wait. That's me throwing a plate into my own face.
4 takes this took us up to yours, isn't it? There's another cue for some big Dave style violence, ultra violence. Yeah, that's the cool fact that should have been Jackie pushed, but we didn't get around to film.
So here's Big Dave's fancy uniform, which was basically just a very, very, very tight shirt. And
that was that good line of talk. So, in this scene, that good line where he goes, "It came out of your wallet." Yeah, it is.
I actually say it's a fake bow tie. That isn't a fake bow tie. That is one of the few achievements I've done in my life, is I can tie it myself.
Yeah. Tinted background because you've done these.
This is day shot as night, as it were.
What was that film? Billy the Kid versus Dracula. They had a reviewer that complained about the rubbish day to night day as night shots.
All the cutlery and props used in this kitchen set are actually from the hall itself, which is quite odd.
They said man with glasses, even though not wearing glasses, but that's a problem when you film stuff out of order.
This is a problem when you repeatedly make mistakes. This was used on the teaser trailer. But
it's an odd because it actually has a trailer, which is bizarre. It's on the DVD for Full Hall of Fame. Subtle to you. I'm not joking.
The side before was actually James's direction. Ed and Ted commenting that Kenny Ball's greatest hit there at number 2 in the charts in 1962. No. Midnight in Moscow.
The pre-orders that said Big Dave to this apocalyptic raid. Back to what I was on about here, and the problem is that scene of day and night shows it's clearly day outside through the curtains, but you can't do anything about it. It's easy for me to point out in retrospect. No, it was supposed. The reason I say I called you a loser was that was supposed to be Adam saying no. That's supposed to be Jack saying it, but we didn't get around to filming it. There's me doing some bad acting, blatantly flicking the script over. Close up there because Adam played 2
characters.
Still wearing
Sarah on my shirt, I think.
Yeah,
or was it Gordon?
Sarah was you. I was Gordon.
It's quite funny. Just I hope this isn't spoiling the film for you, but at the end of this scene, Jack runs out of the. Big Dave chases Ed and Ted out, and we were filming it at the time, and there was some people actually at the church, so we'd finished and run inside, and then we'd asked James to take the camera down. James refused, and we actually all pointed out, considering the fact all of us were in me wearing a jacket saying Sarah on it, Stuart wearing a chef's outfit, and Jack in top hat and tails, basically. James in his t-shirt and jeans were the only one who looked representably normal. Yeah. If ever James can be classed as normal.
Exactly.
There's stacks of chairs there.
Rex and Rolls still, though. This is a bit convoluted because in the movie script, would you call it, it had two women with us, and we sort of realigned some of one of the women's dialogue to Ted in this scene bizarrely. Ed's was the same.
Is Ted being... This is a good example of Ted's over-arrogance. Basically,
sacking staff
for no reason. Like, insisting on his order and stuff, despite the fact, like, you know, that probably would have saved his life.
To be fair, though, the fact is he has to be arrogant, because in real life, if he said sack the staff, and then the staff was sacked, he probably would twig this, think he's more important than he actually is. So that's probably actually a good point in the script. That was good writing there. Music climax there, did it? This is a good point, actually, as added to the script, which made me laugh. Is that how you're having a laugh ordering chicken nuggets in this?
My love of chicken nuggets is well documented in other media sources.
Yeah.
Yeah, if in an ideal world, if I could make these films with like any actors I chose, I wouldn't be playing Dick Lindbergh. There was a person who was in my drama class at Cartmel School who's I'd never like really seen again. His name was Robert Duckworth, and I based a lot of characters on his acting ability. He was a very good actor in certain ways. He wasn't what you would class as a great actor by any means, but he playing it. If you get what I mean, he's one of those people who played parts as himself, but played them very well. But John LeMessurier is a very good example of that sort of way. Or Jack Black would be another person I would say.
The unconventional butler. You're not what you do, you're an unconventional butler. Hey, Stuart's crowding moment of rampage.
The rickety trestle table there shows that this is belied by the shaking of the bottle.
Yeah, the idea was either he was going to tip the whole table over, but we needed that for the next scene. Here we are.
My wig falling off.
Here we are, Chuck. Hilarious.
Definitely, if you're employing this man as in this restaurant, I think you've definitely... See, you might notice that Jack Dixon's top hat has actually changed to my actual good top hat now, my Royal Ascot top hat.
Second choice one. On the number, this is 728, the other one was table 5. That was a watch case, was it? Or?
No, it was an actual fudge case that your granddad, as part of a quirky sort of thing, brought your new watch in for some reason. Now here is the discovery of the mayor's true identity, which, although knowing what Jack's can sometimes put his foot in it, I think he'd have preferred Ted to be the mayor. He's a good character though, is Fred Audi, because it's basically a battle between Ted Manic and Fred Audi, who could be the most arrogant at times.
Well, originally Fred Audi was supposed to be sort of a roaming character, like sort of the carry-on actors, as they're not called the same in each film with the players. There you go. You actually like Jack spit in your face, though, which is wrong. No, but he sort of became typecast as a mayor.
It's quite odd in this, considering I wrote pies put there strategically for a pie fight. It's quite odd in a lot of these scenes, because I write the comedy. a lot of these scenes you'd expect me to like give myself the most dialogue, but like this scene I actually think hardly say anything.
No, you are less silent character.
This is always good. Things that we always have to do with James and Jack is strategically
take the glasses off for no real reason. Because with some reason, pleasure yourself there's an extra. Was not reacting at all. He had
shook his salt in his eye now.
That's a good go. This is quite a good one.
I have suddenly found my bowler hat and got the cream wiped off my face. Basically because this was filmed before that scene.
Of course. That's really going to take a dive.
It's good bit of comedy thing. Obviously belying my love of silent comedy in these sort of scenes.
Oh, this is the one I made a complete mess of in it when I just ran straight
I think Ed and Ted works best when it dissolves into this sort of anarchy, which Don't Cast a Cloud's a very good example.
It's supposed to be a big chase or something, but we didn't do it.
No.
We got Ed run it on that far.
These are muggers here.
This time we ran straight round them, so that didn't go.
Which is always a good joke, this mugger, that victim then takes out his own gun. Which kind of begs the question why he didn't just take his own gun out when he was mugged.
Plot link.
The spinning headline's always a good idea.
This is your favourite scene of the film, actually, isn't it?
Just for Stuart Dixon's subtlety of eating his Cocoa Pops, which he seems to be getting as his breakfast.
This is also a newspaper. He went to the trouble of writing a full article off. He was showing me the other day where he was who's it running from there? Polish and Jack Dixon running from there as an indie. Is it Kippo?
New candidate of Wilmot Parkinson actually running
not
as an
in
independent,
this
which is odd.
I don't think he's even in what's it called? Fool's Hall of Fame, actually. Is he?
No, he's not in this series again.
No.
I don't think.
No, he's not in any of them. Yeah, he's in the
Virgin Knuckleheads is about what he classes him in.
Yeah, even though, oddly enough, when he's heard in Knuckleheads, not Stuart as Mr. Parkinson, it was a doorman. But he appeared in all three in series 3, wasn't it?
Point to make here is this is supposed to be a sequel to Fool's Hall of Fame, the first feature, and the idea here is, which is drummed home a bit more in this scene particularly, is that Jack's the election at the end of that film was told to be rerun again, and Jack, as the rich aristocrat, as part of the Brazen Stick Aristocrat Party, the BAP.
Freemasons originally, wasn't it?
Had enough money to stand again, but Ted, being just a local, well, then he was a fertiliser salesman, but now he's running a building firm for some reason, which basically just consists of a plank of wood and a car. Is changed to it's only Fred Howdy can run for the election, and here he's saying because of his gaffes and stuff, which he's prone to do. He's basically. But to be honest, in the next few films, there's no mention that he lost the election. But in this series, it could be assumed that he's dead.
Is he the mayor in what's it called, the poaching one coming up?
I think he is, but I don't think it's
blatantly mentioned. He's just Fred Howdy.
Now here's the plot point to mention. Fred Howdy's going to promote Ted Manic to chief of police. This is basically referencing with Ed's community support officer uniform and all this to the fact that Mist in the Hollow this is kind of also a sequel to, in a way.
Although they didn't we never saw them getting fired at that, though we presume they did. Given the
considering the only policeman
lost police equipment. Well, they didn't lose a quad bike, but they lost their uniforms. Same establishing shop, but it makes sense because they're in the same place.
Actually taken from number 47 Keppel Street in the Barrow Inferno.
You weren't happy with this thing, so we reshot. We don't usually do retakes,
now,
do we?
because James has been particularly harsh to Jack Dixon's acting ability, I have to say that celebration of Ted Manic's promotion there has to be one of the worst pieces of acting I've seen since Garbage Day.
Oh, don't you want to be inside me? Oh. It is glorious!
There's Ed there in his police community support officer uniform, which had an armband to suggest he's a community support officer, which isn't seen in any other scene. Does actually look quite smart there, but Dad actually said it looked like an